got a good laugh out of that.
Let's see here. So try and do your video now. Try and start your video now.
Says the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you guys co-host, and I think that might work. Try now.
There we go. Okay. Good. Good. There we go.
Hi, Penelope. You're driving.
Yeah, my mom's driving home, but I'm gonna be home in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay. Oh, there's Bill. Noah. Okay, so I'm gonna make them co-host as well.
Penelope, are you practicing now?
Yeah. Or, well, like right now?
No, not right this second. I mean, in the afternoons. So you're working out and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Noah.
Hey, Noah.
His audio is still connecting, it says.
Yeah, I see that.
Bill, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
My video didn't come up though, did it?
No, not yet.
No.
Oh, we got the whole crew here today.
Start video, is that it? Maybe that's it.
You're gonna start video, start audio.
Oh, hey, Bill.
Hi,
Good to see you.
good seeing you, Ellen. Yeah, oh boy. Last meeting, right? For a couple of us.
Sure. So now that we're all here, Mark,
Mark, we
Alright.
can see your forehead.
Yeah, you should.
I'm writing something down.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's a nice forehead.
No, it's not. It's all filled. It's awfully. It's awfully dark in here. I mean, I got lights all over the place. I don't know why. This a little bit. That makes a difference.
Okay.
No, not much. Oh, well. Anyway, I'm here. I've been under the weather all week. I got a shingle shot on Monday and I'm just coming up for air now.
Wow,
Man, that knocked me on my butt.
really?
Oh yeah, I've been sick all week. I have not seen the minute. I don't have a copy of the minutes or the agenda.
It was on the link.
yeah, it was in the link that I sent everybody.
All right, let me get to it. Even though, I guess we'll call the meeting to order and take roll.
Okay.
So let's see here. Ms. Carroll,
Here?
Mr. Martin,
Here,
Mr. Banks. Noah, can you hear me? You're on mute. I see you shaking your head, and Penelope, you're here too. Ms. Wong
Here.
and Mark Shaw is present, so everybody's here,
yes.
which I can get rid of. I think I can get rid of this for the moment. Let's see here. There we go. Has everybody, I have not seen, there's the agenda.
And so within the agenda, Mark, there will be a blue link under attachments, under minutes approval. And that'll bring you to the
I'm
minutes.
getting to it. Yep, there's the minutes. Doot. All right. Okay, called, let's say, so the first order of business for our agenda is to approve the minutes, if I remember correctly. So has everybody had a chance to look at the last meeting's minutes?
I have.
And if so, are there any additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made?
I have none.
All right, hearing from nobody else.
I second the motion.
Well, I was gonna, I jumped a little ahead there, but you jumped a little ahead there, Noah, but I'll
Yes,
get to
I
that.
know.
I need a
Go
motion
ahead.
to accept the minutes.
Mhm. I accept. I mean,
I
I'm.
make a motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Bill. Noah, would you like to second that?
I will second that, yes.
All right, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify by raising their hand. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any opposition? Motion passed 5-0. All right, now let me get back to the agenda. All right. So I got the minutes, so we did that. Do we have any oral communication from the public today that you know about, Colin?
We have one person in attendance, so if you do want to address the board on something that is not currently on the agenda, now is the time to do so, and use the raise hand function if you would like to do so. I think we're good.
Okay, nobody, just one guest, all right. All right, information, so we're now on to number 5, information only. I'm assuming this is from you, Colin. 5.1, Rangsdorf Park Pickleball Program Update.
Yes. So, and as you can tell, this is actually a little bit restructured, Mark. The city clerk's office slapped my hand a little bit. I guess I was doing it wrong with saying like new business and old business and stuff like that. So now when I'm just providing information without
Information only.
without a motion that needs to be done or anything that needs to be done by the board, it'll just be under the information only section.
Okay.
Okay. So 5.1, we have the Rangsdorf Park Pickleball Program update. I have a decent update on this one, unlike last time. So we have a vendor that is going to stripe the courts at Rangsdorf. The vendor is named First Serve Productions. We went through 3 other companies before we got to this one. Everybody was either they couldn't meet our city requirements or they backed out of the project. So we have them. They need to wait until we have some dry weather to paint the lines. City staff will be power washing the courts and then lining, and then the company will be lining the courts. Right now, my staff is working on putting up the sound reducing windscreens. I don't know if you've been out there, but half of them are up right now. And if you want to do a test run, they're actually pretty cool. If you're on one side of it and someone's on the other side of it, it's really hard to hear that individual on the other side of those panels. And then we will be working on getting signage printed and ready to go. And then we'll be working on marketing once we get the date for the lines to be put down.
I have a question because traditionally we have taken down windscreens in the winter months to prevent them from getting destroyed by the wind. So what is our plan for this year? For the coming year, especially since these are provide another.
So these ones will stay up for the duration of the program.
Okay.
and they are 6 feet high, so they're not super high up. These things are 230 pounds each. So my original thought was to actually lift them up higher and put them up a little bit on the fence line. But with them being 230 pounds, we would actually need like 2 cherry picker lifts to get these
Yeah.
things up.
Wow.
So we are putting them up as high as we can reach and lift 230 pounds.
Yeah, I don't think that, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so and I've even been out there putting these things up with my staff. It's labor intensive.
Wow.
If you need help from any of our guys too.
Yeah, I
Guys,
mean,
well, we-
just, we'll
we
we'll be
can-
doing it just in-house with city staff.
All right, all right. Can I ask another question? You
course.
said then we'll be doing marketing? What
Correct.
what will that entail?
Marketing, we'll be putting it on our website. We'll be putting the
Okay.
program on our social media page. We'll be in the newsletter, city council newsletter, PRC newsletter, flyers, whole deal.
Okay,
So, go
just-
ahead.
go ahead, Bill.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna ask, I guess the signs will go up at the same time, I don't know, when are the signs gonna go up with
Well, so once,
regulations and time and who and what? and- 'cause
So
that's
all
important.
all of that will go out 2 weeks prior to the program starting. And
Okay.
so we will be giving a 2-week notice for those courts to be closed. And so we are going to go inside the marketing with the notice of the closure, that those courts will be closed for a day for the lining.
So is the lining gonna meet the USTA requirements? Like
Yes.
the same color as the base court, only 22 points off and that kind of stuff? So you basically add white paint to the same paint color?
Correct. So they
Okay.
have the USTA notes on that, on how that works.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good.
that's good.
Yeah, because that was a requirement from PRC. So
Okay. Good. Okay.
And on cue.
One's outside,
wa-
Mark.
The watch, well, somebody's walking by, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on cue. Is there any more information or discussion on 5.1? Anybody from the board?
I think so.
All right.
we do
then,
have, Mark, we do have someone from the public that would like to make a comment. And so as a reminder, this,
They get 3 minutes, correct?
correct. So this is Terry.
Terry
Uh,
Wright.
Terry, once you see the clock and it starts ticking, you can go for it, okay? Let me share the clock. Does everybody see the clock?
Yep. Yeah,
All right, there you go.
So I just had a quick question. When you say the signage, so what kind of signage is it going to be? And how are we going to determine what the hours of usage are going to be? Because when we have like our USTA tournaments and we have our monthly tournaments for the Mountain View Tennis Club, we want to be able to use all the courts at those times. So I'm just trying to figure out how you guys are going to determine usage and hours of usage.
But it sounds like to me the fair way to do it, Colin, would be once the tennis organization lets you know that they're having a tournament, and you will probably have that way in advance, and especially on the days that we're going to be there all day and needing all the courts.
Well, that seems fine to me. I mean, we can get out of the way for a USTA tournament for sure.
No, hold on. We also have what we call Mountain View Tennis Club monthly tennis tournaments along with USTA. So on those days, it's like once a month, isn't it, Terry?
Terry's no longer
Yeah.
talking.
Yes. What? You want me to stop?
No. I'm saying Terry, so Terry only gets a certain amount
Oh,
of time
okay.
to
All
talk.
right.
She
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
get
I
to be,
didn't- I
in-
thought-
she doesn't get to be in part of the discussion, Noah.
Okay.
All right, we can continue the discussion. That's not a problem. Terry had what she had to say and said.
Yeah, right.
I recall at the meeting when we were discussing, which Noah and I and Helen were at a while back when we discussed, alternatives, and then the PRC decided otherwise. I thought that there was already a series of hours, days and hours that were already determined. And from what I remember, they were weekdays pretty much before like 2:00.
So as a reminder about what the PRC decided, it was the timing was going to be left up to staff. And so staff, we have reviewed current usage, historical usage, including everything that Mountain View Tennis Club has ever put on the calendar, because we have records all the way back to 2015. And also we reviewed the data that we received from the usage and the court monitoring systems, along with the community outreach survey.
So are we going to be privy to what this is?
Yes, so those times will be daylighted with the marketing of the program. And those times do not conflict with anything that is currently being held out there.
Okay, that's fine.
So we don't get heads up early?
So I don't have them like
Okay.
fully set in stone, but they are ready to, I mean, they're going to be,
Well, I guess can I make the request that we see them before the sign hits the street and people are burning up I don't think our
Sure.
phones will be burned up, but it would be just nice to have a
Yeah.
heads up before, so that we can answer any questions from whatever community shows up.
sure, I'd be happy to share them with you before they head on out.
Is that agreeable to everybody?
That's
Yeah,
fine with me.
I think that's a good idea, a real good idea, Mark.
Bill, what about you?
Yes.
Okay,
But if we're not gonna be on the tab anymore, are we gonna be included in that? Because we'll be members of the committee.
Bill, you're good until the end of the year, so I'll include
I'm
you.
good till the end of the year. Good, okay. Didn't know that.
So on November, and on December 31st, we'll send up a flare saying, bye, Bill.
Okay.
same here. I'm till
Oh,
they
I
kick-
know it.
Noah,
too.
you're
Noah's
turned
they
out
kicked
good.
me
too,
off.
huh?
I guess my mouth was a little bit too loud, so they kicked me off also. And I had never heard of this, Colin. Whereas, and I've been on the board for a while. Years.
Right, so Noah, that's why this is happening. You and Bill have been on the board the longest. And so when this board has now become official with the city clerk's office, they had to determine when you started, when your next one was, when your second term was, and then when you're out. And so this was all given to me by the city clerk's office. I had nothing to do with any of this.
I understand that. But I don't have to be pleased with it. Anyway, and I'm going to let someone down there know it too.
Okay.
But that's good. I agree to that. That's
So I
fine.
mean, and Noah, every single advisory body within the
Yeah.
city of Mountain View has term limits.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, and that document that I sent in that
Yeah.
email explaining it, you can actually look at every single advisory body with their terms and their limits.
Okay. All right.
This
Will do.
isn't something that's just for TAB. This is across the board.
Okay, all
All
right.
right, well, this kind of segues us into the next item in our agenda, doesn't it, Colin? Which
Yes,
is
it does.
recruitment for new members of TAB.
Yeah, so I will be starting a marketing campaign for recruiting 2 new members for TAB. That will include, and I wanted to get your opinions on where I should be marketing this and who I should be sending it out to. Are there any shops out there that we should be putting it in? Are there any, obviously I'm going to put it in every single tennis court and pickleball location in Mountain View. And we'll be putting it on our social media page, our website. But is there any other ideas that you could maybe share with me? Or this is also me reaching out to you guys saying, is there anybody that you guys know that would be interested? And if they are, then send them my way, and you all have my email. Send them to me, and I'd be happy to send them the volunteer application, and I'll be doing interviews.
Okay.
Well,
I already
certainly,
mentioned it to
certainly I would
one
think you already-
person.
Helen, you have your hand raised.
Well, I was just gonna say, I've been talking to some pickleball people, but I would like for them to have pickleball and tennis experience so that they're able to really have some in-depth thought about both the sports. I just wanted to say that. And can we put it on our Facebook page?
Sure.
That'll reach, well, we got 300 on our Facebook page, but they're not all Mountain View, so that'll reach a good number of people.
Yeah, it will be Mountain View. It has to be Mountain
Right.
View residents.
I was gonna say also maybe Sweatkas, which
Look,
now
this
is
is-
not Sweatkas, which is a tennis shop, but is also selling pickleball gear.
Sweckers would be good.
Okay, and that's over by
It's on the
like
corner of
that's like
El Monte and-
Panera and
El Monte and El Camino.
Monte.
yeah.
So right next to the Chipotle, just down a couple doors down from Chipotle.
Yeah. I'll stop by there.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, we have a raised
Penelope,
hand.
you're a junior this year, so we have you for another year.
Yeah.
So
Good.
you're planning on staying with us through your senior year?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Just was checking. So we basically have 2 open spots. Is that correct, Colin?
Correct.
Okay. Any further discussion from the board? I did see that Terry Rail has her hand raised.
Yeah. All right, let me reset the clock and let me, want Terry again, same thing. Once you see the clock starting to tick, all yours. Share,
There it goes.
there we go.
All right, Terry.
All right, so Colin, do you have a job description? For the duties of the tab?
So I'm just gonna say, I can't respond to you right away.
Oh, okay. All
This
right,
isn't, it's not a
first thing is-
discussion, it's not a discussion, it is a comment or question.
okay, so I guess the first thing is I would love to see the job description for tab, so that I could share it with some folks.
Yeah.
I'm a recruiter, I always work off job descriptions. So yeah, so that would be good if you had a job description. And definitely I did agree with putting it out at Sweatkas, because there's lots and lots of folks who go there from the tennis and pickleball community.
Yep.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
All right, with that said,
So, and I'll just respond just so you all know, within the recruitment flyer that I have, I've started to work on, there is description in there on what they would be, on what tennis advisory boards do. A lot of this information, again, I'm taking from the city clerks. This isn't something that we've had to do a lot of the times. Hence, going back to Noah's comment, how, we haven't really had a lot of term expirations. It's only really when someone leaves. This is kind of the first time I'm really doing an actual outreach for it. And so what I've done is I've looked at the senior advisory committee language, the youth advisory committee language, a lot of these different advisory boards, their language, and I've tweaked it into more tennis program, pickleball program. So that's the information that'll be going out.
Mhm. I know Helen raising her hand, so.
So
Good.
a question I have is, since pickleball is also now on this advisory board, is there a way to like call it the racket advisory board or something like that? So it's because it's not all tennis anymore.
So that was actually brought up in our last meeting, Helen.
Mhm.
Well, you know, Helen, have you ever, have you guys been thinking about the possibility of forming an organization just for pickleball?
Yes, we're filling out all the 501(c)(3)
So
papers
in the
now, and
future,
we've got about
in the
126 people interested in being members.
you'll have your own board and.
Yes, yes.
Yes, right, okay, all right. So pickleball is the newest sport out. Tennis has been here for years. So by you going to develop your own board eventually, you can have as many as you want on there.
So I
that
think,
Colin?
I think there's a, sorry, Noah, I think there's a, Helen was discussing her Mountain View Pickleball nonprofit, similar to Mountain View Tennis Club. And Helen is more discussing the, this board, I think, or Noah's talking a board, a pickleball board advisory
Yes,
body. Right. So sorry, there was a little bit of a disconnect there. I just wanted to get everybody on the same page.
okay.
Well, I would love if we could work together, get us off those two tennis courts and help get those new pickleball courts built, and just, you know, for pickleball and tennis to,
Well, how many more courts you need, Helen? How many more courts you need? I mean, that's the long run.
well, we have
thought
300
that I
we have
see.
people on our Facebook page, and we have about 146 members as of now.
Ah, that's
So,
wonderful.
Those
you
are
know, we can
residents?
discuss with Colin and the group that are doing the feasibility study, what
Yeah,
kind of
that's
number of
wonderful.
courts that
That's
they're looking at to build permanently.
Mhm. But
We haven't talked about numbers with Colin or anybody.
well,
There are
I know you made a
150
request last time that you asked Colin if there was a way that you could put more people from pickleball on this board. And I just want to make sure that I understood what you guys' potential was, and that is to have your own
Yes,
station.
and get off
And
your,
so
and get
I
off
don't-
your two. Get
Yeah,
off
I
your
mean,
two tennis courts.
you now have some tennis courts for your pickleball. And I don't, you know, unless you guys will not fight for your own courts, I think you can go ahead and do that.
Well, Noah, you know, we are gonna do that, but that's gonna take at least 2 or 3 years to do. And in the meantime, we only have 3 courts. So that's why
Maybe-
we're doing this.
Helen, suppose there was a new sport that just came out and people come out and want to do that, say ping pong on the tennis court. Do you think it would be fair to just let them come on in and take some more tennis courts and have the pickleball, I mean, another sport going?
Well, I don't think I can really answer that, because I just kind
Why
of
can't you?
represent pickleball and what I know is going on with the numbers and how the numbers are increasing. So that, you know, that's kind of what I'm doing, Noah. It's
Yeah,
just
but
trying to
you have
prepare for
an
that.
idea where you want to go, Helen. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
And-
we absolutely have an idea where we want to go. We want to play on the 2 tennis courts until the city gets us more courts built, and we can get off those 2 tennis courts and play on the newly built tennis courts.
Okay, that's
Well,
fine
maybe
with me.
build
I'm
pickleball
satisfied with that. I just wanted to hear that. That's all.
Uh-huh,
Good, thank you.
sure.
You know, I'd like to make a comment, and I really do want to see pickleball courts built. And since the city is, in my own humble opinion, land rich, we have plenty of park space. It wouldn't, you know, like you said, it's going to take some time to get it through the capital improvement budget, but I think that it's not unfair or unlikely that, you know, I don't know, Colin, how many, what size space does 6 or 8 pickleball courts take up?
Well, I mean, look at the 2 tennis courts are gonna fill with 6 pickleball courts.
All right, so basically, if we wanted to make a 6 court center, we would basically be the size of 2 tennis courts. So if we made it a 3 or a 4, there would be a lot of pickleball courts. Correct? That would be 12. So
Yeah,
and I don't feel that that's unreasonable at all.
Mm-mm.
I don't
And I
think
would
so.
like you guys to have your courts, and I would like to have the tennis players have their courts back and everybody happy,
Yeah,
I am with you on that.
which is fine. The 150 people you have in your organization, are these all Mountain View residents?
No, they're not all Mountain View. But maybe 108 of them are. and
Okay,
we
so-
get- and we get new people almost every day from Mountain View.
So you're saying 2/3 of your people are?
Yeah.
Okay, that's, I'm just gathering information for myself.
Sure.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on actually recruitment? If any of you, Noah, Bill, Penelope, Helen, myself have some interested names, or somebody you want to have consideration, then please forward it to Colin, correct, Colin?
do.
Yes, sir.
Or do
Okay.
you just,
And-
or is there a application that you just point them to an application?
So yeah, Bill, once I get after this meeting, next week, I'll be updating the website with the application and information, along with a deadline to turn those applications into me. And it's just a volunteer application. It's the same one that all of you guys did prior to starting. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compile them. I'm gonna do interviews, and then we'll get 2 more people in by the February meeting.
Okay.
All right, I personally, I would like to see just the interview and the job requirements. If you'll just throw me a link to wherever you've got them stashed, that would be great. That's just and if there's, I guess Helen or Penelope, if you would like them, then
Sure.
you need to ask Colin.
Colin, I would like them.
So with that, I'm assuming that we are finished with 5.2. And we are going on to 5.3. Do we have in our visitors log anybody from Mountain View Tennis?
I don't see John or Todd, no.
Oh, okay. I see 8 participants, but I don't see I don't see the names.
Wait, so that includes us too, Mark, so that's
Yeah,
6 of us, so we have 2 attendees, we have an Alex and a Terry, so. No, I don't see John or Todd here. They were sent the information, so.
All right, well,
But if what I might do is I might reach out to them and just see if they have an update, and I can just email it to you guys.
okay, that would be great, but I'm assuming things are going well, or we would have heard some news from you.
Yes, no, things are going well. One thing that will be coming down the road will be, so I don't know if you know this, but every single year, Mountain View Tennis provides the city council with a annual report. And
Right,
so Mountain View Tennis will be asked to submit their annual report to city council. Maybe April.
Hmm.
So, but it'll be, yeah,
April 2023.
yes, sir.
Yep.
So is that kind of follow the fiscal year?
No, it's actually the calendar year for a lot of people. So, other organizations that they ask for a annual report for are like the Friends of Deer Hollow Farm.
Right.
They ask for an annual report from some other just groups similar size and similar relationship with the city.
Yes, I mean, anybody has that, I'm assuming a monetary or a fiscal relationship with the city has to file one. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right. All right. Any other questions on that issue with Mountain View Tennis for Colin? All right. So we're past 5-3 and we're on to 6. So board staff comments, questions, any board, I don't think there's any board reports. So is there, we can't take any action, but we can certainly discuss. Is there anything that anybody wants to put up on, wants to talk about that we can talk about or ask questions about, or are we good to go?
We're
Sorry,
finishing-
Terry, this is no longer a time to, for public comment.
Sorry.
We're finishing up junior team tennis. We've had a short season. We have 24 kids, 4 teams, 6 kids per team. And so tomorrow night is our finals. And then we'll have our awards party right after that. I think hopefully it's going to be Sunday, but if it rains, we'll have to push it back. But yeah, it's been a good season. A lot of enthusiasm and a lot of good play. So
Hey, Bill,
Happy to-
will you send me an email of a recap of the season? I would love to put
Sure.
that in our city council notes.
sure, I will.
Bill, are you guys going to do a spring season?
We plan to.
All right,
And we don't know yet whether we're going to increase the number of teams or not. It depends on how much interest there is and how many coaches we can get. We're trying to get more coaches.
Yep.
It's that's probably one of the hardest things to do, but we only had 20. I think we had 28 kids try out. We put 24 on. So and
Good.
so it was very, very close to the number that we needed. So.
All right, I do know you will be in if you have a spring season, you will be in competition with my season.
We play at Cuesta and we,
I do know that, but I've had kids in the past who have played on your
Oh.
program, played in my program, played on your program and had to leave matches and practice early so they could make whatever they were doing for junior team tennis. So
yeah. Well, we're trying out this season to do it on Friday nights. It's a
That
little
wouldn't be a
harder
problem.
on the coaches because it ties up the whole weekend. But if we have a short season, we usually would start mid-March and only go for 5 weeks. So that might not conflict much with your season. I don't know when you start.
our season starts, practice starts the 14th of March and runs for, well, it's 6 weeks, but several of the weeks are taken up with spring break. So
Okay.
we're done the second week of May, but if
Okay.
you
Well,
were
that would-
playing on Friday nights, it would be wonderful because there's no sports at Graham on Fridays. So
Yeah.
so there would be no conflict at all.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, you and I should talk about that anyway, just, I mean, if
Well-
the kids are playing, if you're playing on Friday, then I'm more than happy to encourage kids to come out and play, so,
Sure. Okay.
and if you'll let me know the dates and times.
Well, John Togasaki is now the league director. So
Okay, I can always talk to John. That's cool.
Well, I
Alright.
just, I had a question for Penelope. Get
Oh.
off mute there, Penelope.
Sorry,
Who do you play for? I'm sorry, I just didn't remember.
like the high school?
Uh-huh,
I play
Mountain
for Mountain View High School.
okay. And where do you all have your own courts or do you go somewhere?
We're practicing at Ringsurf Park, but the courts will be ready soon.
Oh,
Uh,
that's what I thought. And you all start around 3 or something, 2:30 or 3?
Right now, our practices start at like 4.
Okay,
Our matches start at
okay. I was just curious. I wanted to know a little bit more about where you're playing. I've seen the players out there on the Ringsurf court and stopped and watched a few times. So that's fun to know you're out there. I'm going to keep an eye out for you.
Mhm.
Well, she's a pretty, you're a pretty terrific tennis player, so.
Yep.
Are you, with all your schoolwork and your commitment to high school tennis, are you still playing tournament tennis?
Yeah.
All right, so you're a busy kid, so. All right, so is there any, is there any rumbling about, are you guys gonna get a chance to play on your courts, or is your season pretty much over?
Our season just finished up. There's just CCS left, which is like the league finals.
Right,
But I heard that the boys are most likely gonna have the courts, and that's in the spring.
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
that
And
would be nice.
Penelope's also umpiring our matches too, so that really helps. Yeah,
Pretty busy.
yeah,
I
busy.
love it. I love it.
Got to make a little money, right, Penelope?
Right.
To do that as a kid, I used to umpire soccer games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was my mad money for 25 years, was umpiring soccer and high school baseball.
You got some thick skin. Good for you.
Well, I was an elementary teacher for 35 years.
There you go.
You kind of think so. Any other discussion for the good of the organization?
If no one else has something, I would like to say something.
By all means, you have the floor, sir.
I just want to thank Noah and Bill. It's been a really huge pleasure in my career to work with you guys. And you guys are an asset to Mountain View, and I thank you for your service.
You're here.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Bill, for you guys dragged me onto this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Noah, I hope both Noah and Bill, hope we'll see you out there. I'm recovering from left shoulder surgery as well as having been sick. So hopefully I'll be out hitting some tennis balls before too long.
I have my net game shirt on.
All right. Well, we're hoping that's gonna be coming back to life in the fall. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll
right.
let you know.
Okay.
And I'll let Bill Colin, I'll let you know how that's going too. I don't know what's happening as of yet. So,
Sounds good.
all right, everybody, have a great holiday season. It's almost Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Have a safe holiday season with your families and your friends,
Be safe.
Yeah.
and be
Great
safe
been
and
work.
stay well, and we'll see you
Yes.
soon.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay.
All of you.
Before we go, when's our next meeting, sir?
It's going to be February, but at the beginning of the year, once we have the new recruits, I will send you out the schedule.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Have a nice
All righty.
weekend.
You too. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.